Hi guys, welcome to Metal and Rock Zone. Today I want to talk about the Sólstafir concert review. Went to see Sólstafir yesterday. It's an Icelandic band, kind of post-metal band, and they are touring now with Katatonia from Finland and Some, and they played here in Prague in a place called Roxy. So in this, I'll talk about the concert, how it was. I have some behind-the-scenes sound check footage, interview with band members, and some very loyal fans. Before we start, I want to remind you that we also have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. So feel free to follow us there for more stuff, some shorts from concerts and stuff like that. So Sólstafir is a band that was founded in Iceland in 1995. They kind of originated as a black metal band, and it wasn't until 2002 that their first album came out, and that album was called Í blóði og anda, in blood and spirit. And that came, 2002, and then they kind of evolved into more of a kind of a post-metal band. They kind of carved out their own style, and I haven't found bands similar to them somehow, and they have these kind of long epic songs, and they take kind of whatever time they need to deliver the message that they want to deliver with song, and so it's kind of atmospheric, goosebumpy thing. And if you don't know Sólstafir, then definitely check them out after you watch this and like this and share this and subscribe to this channel. So they came out with this album in 2002, Blow the Anda, that was kind of a black metal album. And then, then in 2005, they came with the album Masterpiece of Bitterness. That was kind of the first kind of post-metal album. Cult came out in 2009, Svartir Sandar, Black Sands. Cult means cold. Svartir Sandar, Black Sands in 2011. Ótta is 2014. Ótta means like, midday or midnight. I'm not sure actually. I should know, it's Icelandic. And then Berdreimin, that's kind of I don't know, like in 2017, Berdreimin means kind of like a visual dreamer or something like that. And then 2020, Endless Twilight of Codependent Love. And so they have done these 6 albums that are kind of in this post-metal, but there's a huge evolution between all these albums. On the earlier stuff, you hear kind of more of the black metal roots, and then it has kind of, evolved a lot. And so they're touring with Katatonia and Some, and I did an album review on Katatonia that you can actually see up here on the new album that they're touring now. So I didn't like that album, and I didn't really want to see them. So I went to see Sólstafir. I'm kind of hoping that the Katatonia guys wouldn't know that I did this album review, and I think they didn't because nobody killed me. So I know this band. I know Sólstafir. I know the guys a little bit. I've seen them many times, so I got a chance to see the whole thing. I got to go to the sound check, and I got to see the setup and all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And all the effort that kind of goes into making a gig like this. And this happened then, every single day for maybe, 3, 4, 5 weeks, just city by city. The gig was in Roxy, and the venue is about 1,000 people. And it's more of like a DJ electronic place in general. And due to that, and it was a Saturday night, the program started really early. They had to go on stage, like Sólstafir went on stage like 5 minutes to 7. And then Katatonia came after them, and I think the whole thing was finished by like 10 or something like that. And then the club opened for its kind of usual suspects, and they started loading in the morning at 10, and set up all the gear, do the sound check, and during that time the band is kind of just hanging out a little bit, and they can go for coffee or food or something like that, or explore the city that they're in. But it's not like they have 2-3 hours from when they arrive in the city until they kind of have to be there for the sound check. And during this time, I had a chance to talk to Addi, the singer from the band, just to check in with him how the tour is going and stuff like that. So let's see what Addi said. Addi.
Yes, sir.
We're walking in Prague. You're going to your gig here in Roxy.
The Roxy, innit?
Yeah. How has it been on this tour so far?
It's been pretty good. We've been doing 1,000 to 1,500 a day.
Okay. What's been the best gig?
My favorite was the Helsinki one,
Okay.
just because Bon Scott from AC/DC stood on the same stage,
All right.
and Hallgrímur said the same thing. He knew that John Bonham was drumming on the same stage, so it was
Okay.
just like I could sense. I mean, there was chairs there from the '60s, '70s, and there was some magic there.
Some nostalgic feeling.
Yeah, just
All the old rockers have been there.
all the old rockers have been there. So, but so
Okay.
far it's not been a bad gig.
Yeah. And
It
how?
just depends on good monitor sound each day or stuff. But
Yeah.
it's just but the audience has been great every day. So
Okay, that's cool. And what's the story on the new album? I know you're writing some songs. What's happening?
we have a board in a rehearsal place, and I think we have like 8-9 names there.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's 8-9 songs, but half songs, 20% of a song, 70% of a song.
Hmm.
So we have plenty of song ideas, skeletons of songs.
And recording when?
We're gonna do it in May, I think.
Okay.
That's the plan.
All right. So maybe if we're lucky, we get a new Sólstafir album in the autumn. If we're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, last time we did an album, the label said it comes out in 9 months after
Okay.
you deliver the masters. I don't know what someone's gonna tell me now,
Okay.
but we'll see what they say. We just, it's out of our hands. We just do what they tell us.
Okay. Is Metal and Rock Zone your favorite YouTube channel?
By far.
By far.
Are there any others?
No. It's the only channel on
Of
YouTube.
Of course.
Addi, thank you very much. Have a
When
great,
am I
great gig.
getting my T-shirt?
You will get one soon. I want to show the guys.
Tattoo.
I have your other band here, Bastardur. This is Addi's other band.
Paid for, pay him for wearing this.
Yeah, I'm sponsored by Addi. See you guys. So yeah, after this I went back to the sound check and I got to see and hear how the engineer was kind of adjusting to his mixer to the building, and that was super interesting for me. I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to this. I like to understand how these things happen. And then I realized that there were 2 fans already there in the house. They had contacted the band and got in as well. And I had a chance to talk with them. And these girls, these are hardcore loyal fans of the band. So let's see what they had to say. So we're here getting ready to see Sólstafir.
Yes.
What's your names?
Veronica. Annika.
Annika. That's kind of
Yes.
like a Scandinavian pronounce.
Yeah.
But you're not Scandinavian, right?
No, I just live in Finland.
Where did you come
That's it.
from for this gig?
Poland from northern border close to Berlin.
I came from Portugal, but it's just because I live there. I'm also from.
And you've seen Solstafir for the second time, first time, or?
We've been actually discussing.
Yeah,
I
we've
think
been
it's like
talking about it.
13th or 14th time for
guess.
me and 15th for Svavar.
Yeah,
Because you're hardcore fans.
say that.
Yeah.
14, 15 times.
Yeah, something
Yes.
like that.
And what is it about this band that you like?
Well, it's really atmospheric, and the real lyrics, like they helped me to go through the dark times. You can really feel that and feel the music. Solstafir is one of the bands that can make me cry, literally.
Yeah.
I think they have seen that.
Okay.
On all
They have.
Have you been crying?
Yeah.
Have you been crying with Solstafir?
Who hasn't?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
even I have to admit it. Sometimes this music really
Yeah.
gets to you somehow.
Exactly.
And so you came from Portugal. You came from Poland.
Yeah,
So you traveled like 5-6 hours,
7. Yeah.
7 hours. You flew here.
Yeah, like 3 hours, a bit more, but
Okay. And any song that you would really love to hear tonight?
How to pick one, really?
yeah.
Maybe Okta,
Okta,
as
yeah.
always. Yeah.
I would say
Okay.
cult.
Okay.
Kurt. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, wait, we have a guest here.
Oh,
Who is this?
Well, hello.
Hello
Oh
there.
my.
Oh, this is Svavar, the bass player of Solstafir. Nice to meet you, Svavar.
Nice to meet you too.
How many songs will you play tonight?
I don't know.
This is a true rock star. He doesn't know how many songs he's playing. Guys, Svavar, have a great show. Girls, enjoy the show. I will enjoy
you.
it. And see you around. Bye-bye. And it's interesting with the fan base of Solstafir. It's extremely loyal. There are people that have started learning Icelandic because they like Solstafir. I mean, Solstafir sings mixed. They sing some songs in English, some in Icelandic. And but But yeah, it's very interesting to see how this music seems to touch their fans in a way that these fans become extremely loyal. And the band is obviously also in a very good contact with a lot of their fans, which is nice to see. So Solstafir was a second band on the bill, but it is like a co-headlining tour between them and Katatonia, as far as I can see from the poster. I didn't even ask actually. And the first song that they played when they came on is a song called Náttmál. It's a very kind of epic song from their 2014 album Ótta. And I was a little bit surprised to see them start with this song because it's like 11 minutes long, and it's not like it's not one of my favorite songs for sure, but it says a lot about how these guys do it. They do it their way, and this song hasn't been played a lot on tours, I think, or you know, it hasn't been like a frequent inclusion in their set list, but they put it there and it worked. I mean, the fans liked it. I was a little bit like skeptic when I heard that this song was coming, and as I said, the band seems to kind of do it their way without ignoring what the fans want. So they somehow sensed it, I guess, that this would work out well. The second song was Cult, which is called the title song from the album from 2000 and whatever. And I think, yeah, it was kind of the second post-metal album that they did. And that's one of my favorite songs. They performed it really, really well. The sound was great and the crowd was very fist on. It's kind of like a goosebump song. There is this part of it that where it kind of breaks down into very melodic. Yeah, I get goosebumps now when I talk about it actually, and then it ends up with some desperate screaming, and the fans loved it. Yes, the crowd was actually kind of interesting. There was a lot of Sólstafir t-shirts there, and actually much more Sólstafir t-shirts than anything else in there. And it's because of how their music has evolved. You kind of have the kind of traditional black metal, heavy metal fans, but you also have people that are kind of, I don't know, more into avant-garde, post-metal, atmospheric, even indie music somehow. And I think this set list actually kind of captured that whole thing somehow. And then there came a song that I was very surprised that would be there. It's called Rökkur, kind of darkness it means, and it's very much a slow burner. And I think this is the first time, this tour is the first time that they actually have it on their set list. And I was again a little bit skeptic about this song as a live feature, but the crowd seemed to love that song, so it worked. And I think I realized there, yeah, that the diversity, that they kind of had something for everyone. Anyone who liked something from their catalog would get something there. It was a really nice balanced mix. They played Fjara, which is a song that kind of every fan of Solstafir knows, and one of those where I've seen Czech people sing in Icelandic fluently. People that I know that barely speak English, they could sing this song in Icelandic, and that song also has a really interesting video actually on YouTube, just to mention that. And then they played Ótta, which is the title song from the album from 2014. And there I realized I was kind of looking at the lights and all that. It was super cool. It was nothing too much. It was kind of lights and smoke, but just enough to kind of capture the atmosphere that they want to translate or communicate through their music. And the final song is Goddess of the Ages. That's a 13-minute song. It's kind of like an opus that they seem to end all their gigs with this song. And it's from the album Cult, I think. And over the years, yeah, this has kind of become their goodbye song. I mean, I've seen them play probably like 25 times or something. I've seen them here a lot of times. I saw them in Denmark a few times. I've seen them in Iceland many times, and yeah, somewhere else as well. And what is interesting about this band, they're actually very, very hardworking, because I've seen them when they were small. I saw them, well, they were grown-ups, but like the band wasn't big as a band, and then I've seen them kind of go from playing for like 50 people to 1,000 people in Roxy. 10,000 people at festivals, and And it's super interesting because I also know the sacrifice and the hard work that has gone into this from the band, and I've seen them go from being number one on the bill to be first band on the bill, sorry, of a bill of 4 to be the main headline. And the problem was then, which is not the case now because they're a bigger name now, is on those shows they had like 30 to 40 minute slots, and that's 3 songs for this band because you know they barely have a song under 8 minutes. And so I often went to see them just to see like 3 or 4 songs, which is nothing. They tour a very kind of different setup, you know, like I've seen them tour like with strings. They've toured with a very kind of scaled back, almost like an acoustic set. And their set list has always kind of evolved. I mean, there's always some staples there, like fixed ones, but the rest is kind of rotating. Which is kind of cool because they tour a lot. So this is one of those bands that you could kind of see almost every year if you wanted to, and that's kind of what I've done. But it never kind of becomes like, oh yeah, this is getting old, this is getting old. So my verdict on this concert is I'm gonna give this 9.5 out of 10. This is the best indoor show I've seen these guys do. I saw them play a really nice outdoor show at the Brutal Assault Festival in the Czech Republic last summer. That was really cool. It was pouring down with rain, a lot of people, and there was some magic in the air there, and you know, dark and all that usual stuff like it should be. And the positives of this concert was that the band is in really good form. It's obvious to me that they're very comfortable with what they're doing. They're very confident in what they're doing, and it kind of shines through. It's very routine somehow, how they prepare, how they get ready, and they're not nervous. So with that, they are more free, kind of with their stage performance and everything like that. The set list was very balanced, kind of from an atmosphere point of view, and they kind of took you like a little bit like this. It wasn't like all the hard songs and then all the slow songs. It was a little, yeah, very well balanced like that. And they're actually really good with the fans without talking too much. And that wasn't always the case. I'm not saying they always talk too much, but it used to be that their fan engagement was very much about communicating verbally with the fans. But now they actually made the fans clap and shout 2 or 3 times, and then it's more how they move around. I saw that Addi, the frontman, he took someone's phone and was filming and doing these kind of things. So they get a lot of engagement with the fans without having to have a speech about, I don't know, whatever. The sound was good, and the show was, as I said, very kind of appropriate. The negatives, when you give something 9.5, there's not a lot of negatives. I have a feeling that sometimes, and now I'm talking about the overall experience, because yeah, there were 2 other bands playing there, but I didn't feel that Sólstafir fitted with those bands or those bands with Sólstafir, and that has very often been the case. I don't remember seeing them playing with any band where I felt that, yeah, this fits, because their music is so different that I never feel that it is, how do you say it, like a continuous experience somehow, the whole thing. And they say it themselves when they play at some of those metal festivals. They say, we're the pop act on this festival. So they're very much aware of this, I think. But it also says a lot about how unique their music is and how different it is from most other stuff that is out there. As I said, they love their fans. So afterwards, I got to hear what Svavar, the bass player, thought about this gig. So I'm here backstage after the gig. Svavar, how was the gig?
It was just
A gig.
no words.
It was a gig.
No, it wasn't. It was something else. I mean, do you know the feelings when you're a fan of your fans?
No, I don't have any fans.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, so it's great to see when you know it, kind of when you stand closer to it yourself, as I have done with this band, and you know the work that goes into it, and that they're getting the rewards. And I remember 2016 or 17, they played here in Prague in a venue with like 700 people. The same night AC/DC was playing was 75,000 people. And I remember when I saw that these 2 concerts were on the same night, I went to see Sólstafir, not AC/DC. I thought, okay, these guys are very optimistic, but they filled their venue back then, and I told them afterwards that, well, that's great, guys. You know, nobody would expect you to fill a venue when AC/DC is in town. But it's nice to see, yeah, and to have been kind of witnessing this kind of progress that they have made. Check out this band, check out this tour, and they are working on a new album, as you could hear Addi was saying in the interview earlier, and yeah, I think that will come next winter, maybe early next year or something like that. What's upcoming on my channel is that I'm going to see Accept, the old German masters of metal, and I will do some review about that. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to see Revocation and Go Tour, so I'll have some music videos from there. There are some videos from the concert with Sólstafir on the channel, also 2 videos from Catatonia, so you can check those out. And yeah, then there is more stuff, Cannibal Corpse, and I don't remember, a lot of stuff coming up. So guys, like, share and comment. Tell me what you think. Did you see this gig? Did you like it? Do you like Sólstafir? And whatever. I love comments. See you around, guys. Bye bye.